And we are live. What is up, everyone? Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is having a good start to their week. Coburn with the first, Annual with the second first. How are both of you? I hope all of you are doing well. Also, hi to those in YouTube. We are multi-streaming as well. So, yeah, I guess let's just get into it. So, more Apollo Justice. Well, not more Apollo Justice. More Ace Attorney tonight. This is just the Apollo Justice trilogy. So we are still in what do you call this? We are still in the third case of Spirit of Justice. We are in the second day of the trial. Having a bit of meh, but good to see you and ready for more objection. Nice. Good to see you, Coburn. Alright. Date of the trial. So, in the last trial, allegedly we were declared guilty, but there's more to the case. And we did do the investigations last Thursday, so hopefully we have enough evidence to get through this trial. I don't know. Yep. Trial day 2. Let's do this. Post episode 6. Nice. How are you finding it? Alright, let's go. May 12th, 9:34 a.m., High Court of Kurain. Accused lobby. Maya looks exhausted, but I can't blame her. Nick, I was thinking about it all day yesterday. I never properly asked you to defend me, did I? Doesn't matter, I'm on this case till the bitter end. I know, that's why. I wanted to officially ask you for your help. You got it, Maya. Let's do this. That's my line. We gotta wrap this up and get back home so you can make your dream show come true. The Steel Samurai versus the Plum Punisher, right? You bet. Mia are 100%. Other than that, some of their actions are over the top but hilarious. Yeah, I agree. I mean, some people are saying it's hit and miss. Of course, some of them are just saying it's not faithful to the games, it's not faithful to the games. But of course, they are gonna change some stuff to make it fit for a television show. And I think, yeah, they made it work. Although, if you get to the second half, I will have some opinions on it. Second half of the first season. But yeah. But I think their adaptation of the first game is good so far. Right. You look as if you did not sleep last night, Barbed Head. It is written all over your face. How can you expect to put up a respectable defense like that? I'm all fired up and raring to go. I guess Maya's not the only one looking exhausted. Rafa doesn't seem in the best spirits herself. Go ahead, feign confidence now while you are still able. For I will see to it that your last rites are read to you this day. Guess it was just my imagination. Some of the cases feel like they skipped a good chunk of the game that I did notice, but it's all good so far. Yeah, I mean, some of the investigations they did skip out and probably just compressed a few scenes and whatnot. Ready, Nick? Okay, Maya, let's head on in. Alright, May 12th, High Court of Kurain. Court is now in session. All rise. Now then, if everyone is ready. The defense is ready for your majesty. The prosecution is ready. Let us begin without further delay. Oh, no prayers this time, Prosecutor Sadmadi? I already offered my prayers for the latest victim during my visit to the crime scene. Being that the accused has already been found guilty of the first murder, let us hasten this trial so we may put this dead lawyer walking out of his misery. Not that this guy. Well, we have no choice. He's the prosecutor of this game. I could not agree more. In yesterday's trial, the accused was already found guilty of murdering the High Priest. and today she will be tried for the murder of his disciple Perizalot. Now then, Prosecutor Sadmadi, your opening statement, if you would. Certainly. The accused has now slain two of the most devout clergymen in Kurainism. Even the lowest level of hell, the hell of tickling, would not be punishment enough. Then, what terrible fate awaits her? Balgilpoconhel. Balgipoconhel, a realm of eternal agony. There, she will suffer the endless punishment of a Jagar by the Galoon of Pulmoten. Furthermore, enough! I can't even read half of those names. You thought that's a Grand Poo World level? I thought that was like Jordan, an Orcus level. My blood runs cold at the mere thought that such a terrible place exists. I was going to ask for a translation, but on second thought, ignorance is bliss. Now then, please continue, minus the part about the terrible hell awaiting the accused. As you wish. The victim of this heinous crime was the High Priest's disciple, Perizalot. He had been training under the High Priest while living at the priest's home. I had met him a number of times and he seemed like an earnest young man. How tragic that he met such a terrible end. The murder occurred at the Plaza of Devotion during the Purification Rite. It was a bold crime carried out while the plaza was full of the faithful deep in prayer. The Warbad dagger was found impaled in the victim's upper back. The stabbing caused a spinal cord injury that killed him instantly. Ah, the Warbad dagger, Lady Kira's weapon of choice. Alright, let's just review the autopsy report. So, spinal cord injury. Alright. We have already established that the accused's prints were on the weapon. I also noticed the judge looks like he's staring into space, not at the camera. It's the camera angle. The camera angle's like down here. Incredibly damning evidence in itself. No, I didn't do it. Objection. So like a witness scam. Well, I think even in the main game, it's like this. Even in like the American judge, the camera's quite lower as well. Hold your tongue. Now, being that the accused, Maefei, is a serial killer, the prosecution believes that the death penalty is the only possible sentence. Would the defense care to respond? The accused is innocent, and nothing can convince me otherwise. After all, the crime scene was packed with worshippers. How could my client possibly have committed this murder without a single witness? The accused's fingerprints on the murder weapon alone is enough to render a verdict. As such, I see no need to debate this any further. But well, once Her Benevolence conducts her seance, it will be clear for all to see. Your Majesty, might I have a word? Is something the matter, Prosecutor Sadmadi? It is about the divination seance.
That's enough!
Your Benevolence! Stop right there, Prosecutor Sadmadi. As you wish. Forgive me for overstepping my bounds. What was that all about? Barbed Head, have you made peace with your fate? For this time, the divination seance will bring you to your knees. I'm ready, and I accept your challenge. The only problem is I have no weapons at my disposal. Our only hope now is what we can glean from the seance vision and Rayfa's insights. Very well, the divination seance, if you please, Your Benevolence. Yes, let us begin. Nena!
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Will she be dancing again? Yep, alright. This is where the free cartridge space went to. Who knows? This might have been pre-rendered. Actually wonder what this looks like in the 3DS. Especially if you like bump up the 3D settings. Actually, this is might be pre-rendered. You can see the letterbox. This is a letterbox. Or wait, it's not a letterbox or whatever. Pillar box, yeah. Yeah, music quite's nice as well. Alright. Let's do this seance. Dot dot dot. Don't get it. Why wasn't there anything to see? Your benevolence. What in the world? Ugh. I was unable to evoke any sort of response. I called out the spirit's name many times, but to no avail. Is he using a fake name? Just as I thought. Wait, what does he know that we don't? I had sought to confirm the contents of today's divination seance. After all, it is customary for the prosecutor to verify it beforehand. Come to think of it, I must go perform a divination seance for Perez a lot. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins. Is his name different? And that is why I sought to stop her benevolence from performing it here. However, she insisted that it be done. She wished to try one more time here in the Hall of Justice. It would appear her benevolence is tired from her manifold duties. I am not anything of the sort. The victim spirit will not answer my call, but I know not why. It is my sacred duty to convey the truth through the divination seance. Rafa. What are we to do without a divination seance? I suppose I shall have to deliver the last rites without them. The prosecution has already taken that into account when preparing for today. I am fully capable of proving the accused's guilt with or without a divination seance. Ha 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 ha. You never fail to impress Prosecutor Sadmadi. This is bad. The divination seance was my one and only hope. Your Majesty, her benevolence said she isn't tired. So shouldn't we try to find out why the divination seance failed? How curious, Mr. Wright. Why have you suddenly taken such a keen interest in the divination seance? Yes, explain yourself. The divination seance is for shedding light on the accused's crimes. It is the Holy Mother's hammer of wrath that is ever poised to pound you into your grave. You should fear it, not plead for it. I believe in my client. Plus, yesterday, somebody told me something that changed my mind. The divination seance was once thought of as just another piece of evidence. If we were to correctly interpret the visions through careful analysis, then they would lead us to the truth behind what really happened. And the truth will show that my client, Mai Fei, is innocent. The truth is, you don't have anything else to fall back on, huh, Nick? Maya, please, you're not helping. How dare you? The voice of a Mitama is to be feared, not utilized by vile lawyers such as you. Seances exact a heavy toll upon the royal priestess. It would be best not to burden her any further. Or does the defense feel that it can pose no counter-arguments without the seance? No, of course not. He saw right through me. Just summon Mia and let her go to town. I wish they could summon Mia again. I'll have to find a way to make the divination seance happen or we're toast. Well, since the divination seance is not possible at this time, I see no other choice. Let us proceed with the trial without the seance as Prosecutor Sadmadi suggested. Thank you, Your Majesty. Why, I will not forget this barbed head. This will not be the last you see of me. Now then, I will now proceed by providing an outline of the case at hand. Very well. If the lead detective would please come to the stand, we may begin. It's Emma! Sorry, Mr. Riot. Detective Sky, I understand how you would wish to save the accused and the defense. They are your friends, after all. But you must let them go and move on. But there is only one way to save them now. By giving their souls the chance to burn away the taint of their sins in the infernal flames. Oh, I can't do this. Stress eating. Ah, no eating in the Sacred Hall of Justice. Miss Sky. Yes. Don't worry about me and Nick. You just do your job. I'm sure Nick will figure something out, eventually. Right. Thanks, Miss Fei. How very brave for a criminal with a tainted soul. Very well, Detective Sky. Please proceed. Okay, I can do this. Let me start with an overview of this case. Overview of the second murder. The latest victim was Praise-a-Lot. He had been training under the High Priest and living at his house for the past 2 years. The High Priest's widow, Believe in Me, has identified the victim's body. He may have been mistaken for a rebel and killed due to his connection to the High Priest. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. Would the defense care to respond? I didn't spot any inconsistencies in her testimony so far, and I don't have any evidence in my arsenal. What am I going to do now? Well, press the witness. What else can you do? What is it, Maya? I was just wondering about how much the police actually look into Acolyte Zealot. Because it just might prove to be the key as to why the divination seance failed. What are you getting at? Well, it's just a hunch. Wait a second. During my investigation, Rafa told me about how the divination seance works. If I could figure out why it failed, maybe she could try it again. Okay, time to press for some more information. I think it's the name. I think Praise-a-Lot is not his real name. Because like what I remember, they need the name and the face right or something like that to do the seance. Anyway. Alright, latest victim was Praise-a-Lot.
Hold it!
What kind of person was Acolyte Zealot? According to the neighbors and others who knew him, he was a deeply devout youth. I too have heard his name mentioned as one who was a fervent practitioner. I suppose you might say he was the High Priest's star disciple. Furthermore, he had been training under the High Priest and living at his house for the past 2 years.
Hold it!
2 years? Are you sure about that? We took statements from his neighbors and his fellow monks. They all corroborate our initial findings. What about you, Maya? Well, when I first came here, I saw a zealot praying under the High Priest's instruction. I see. So the results of the police investigation seem to check out. The High Priest's widow, Believe in Me, has identified the victim's body.
Hold it!
Was Mrs. Enmi's positive ID the only way you verified the identity of the victim? Huh? Well, no. We also checked the ID card he carried and the data in his family registry. But what? His personal information didn't match any of the public records we cross-referenced. There we go, it's the name. Maybe that's why the divination seance failed. I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. Wright. Here's what I'm thinking. His address was wrong. Parazelot's a fake name. The victim decided to hide his identity for some reason. In other words, he was using a fake name. The royal priestess used a deceased face and true name to summon their spirit. Yep. Why, yes, that is indeed true. If he was using a forged ID and there is no mention of him in our public records, then he was likely an illegal immigrant. They are not uncommon here in Khura'in. An illegal immigrant? Come to think of it, Rafa mentioned something about immigrants yesterday. But if that's the case, we have no way of knowing who he really is. We'll have to proceed without holding a divination seance this time. Ugh. I had always thought that Acolyte Zealot was Khura'inese. Oh, how the High Priest must be lamenting his disciples' deception in the Twilight Realm. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Should we add this to the testimony? Add it to the testimony. If you can add something, add it, press it, then you can, like, hold it and present evidence. It would seem to be a fact most inconvenient for the defense. But if you insist, Detective Sky, please add what you just said to your testimony. Yes, Your Majesty. He was an illegal immigrant, so we don't know his real name.
Hold it!
Isn't there some way to track down his real name? No, not if he was an illegal immigrant. Have you actually confirmed that he was in Khura'in illegally? Well, we don't have any conclusive evidence, but there's also no evidence of him being a citizen of Khura'in either. Oh boy. Now what do we do? What if there was a clue in the evidence he'd gathered? What? That's probably our only hope at this point. If he really was an illegal immigrant, our proverbial goose is probably cooked. Oh, should I present the crime scene photo because of his tattoo? He may have been mistaken for a rebel and killed due to his connection to the High Priest.
Hold it!
Maya, isn't that Lady Kira? Maya, isn't that Lady Kira who's been going around capturing rebels? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but
Objection!
that verdict was already handed down in the previous trial. It is no longer a point of dispute, and I will not allow you to make it so. But no ifs, ands, and most of all, no buts. They accused us posing as Lady Kira, and she killed Acolyte Zealot because she mistakenly believed him to be a rebel. That's not true! I'm sorry. The verdict has already been read in that case. I have to assume that it's fact now. But Spot does not arrive. Now what do we do? Now I know why the divination seance failed, but nothing's really changed. Yeah, which means we're in big trouble. If he really was an illegal immigrant, it's going to be real hard to find out his real name. I guess our only choice is to give up on the whole divination seance thing. If only there was some way to find out the victim's real name. Okay. Definitely that is the statement. Save scum. That's the statement that we should be presenting something to, right? So, what do we have that probably contains a name? This is Tarast's autopsy record in her sanctum, my statement. Wait, it's not this one, definitely, because this is the name of Lady Kira. He has a peach-shaped tattoo on the nape of his neck. That's odd because usually the tattoos are... No, he also has a peach-shaped tattoo. Right? Well, this is the only thing I can present, right?
Objection!
Okay, thank you. Sorry, Detective Sky, but the police missed something important in their investigation. Huh? What are you talking about? The victim was undeniably a Kurainese native. And this crime scene photo proves it. It does? It is a little hard to see, but look closely. You'll see clear proof that the victim was Kurainese. Where? I don't see anything that would prove that. This proves the victim was Kurainese. It's that It's the tattoo.
Take that!
Look at this tattoo right here. Why, that's a tattoo of a peach? I would like you to all think about the meaning of this tattoo. Oh, the victim really liked peaches. Well, peaches are a favorite delicacy here in Kurain. They happen to be a personal favorite of mine. The sweetness of their abundant nectars and the softness of their perfectly ripe flesh. They are a blessing from the Holy Mother herself. Nick, I've suddenly got the craving for peaches. After the trial, Maya, right now we have bigger fish to fry. Unfortunately, that is not a tattoo of a peach. It is not a peach, you say. Then what is it? Take a closer look. Haven't you seen something like that before? Namely, the tattoo on the High Priest's brow. Oh my. What? This mark is only borne by members of the Kurainese clergy.
Objection!
So that is what you believe it to be. But are they not utterly different shapes? Sure, they're shaped differently, but there's a reason for that. The victim had the peach-shaped tattoo inked over an existing tattoo for some reason. However, the dark red portion is exactly the same as the mark all Kurainese clergy bear. Hey, you're right. Until about 20-some odd years ago, everyone did get one, didn't they? I myself bear one on my... That is entirely too much information, Your Majesty. Yeah, sit on his ass. Information on everyone who enters the clergy is maintained at the temple. All we have to do is look up a monk with a mark in the same spot. I'm on it. I'll let you know if I get any hits. That will not be necessary. If you seek information on the clergy, I have it all right here. Oh my, you never cease to amaze. So tell us, is there anyone who fits the bill? There is just one, and his name is Real Nemu. Oh my freaking god. Real Nemu. Oh my god. He became a monk 20 years ago. Then that must be the victim's real name. But why would he have tried to cover up his tattoo with another one? Yeah, there must have been some reason. Nick, that's not important right now. The important thing is we know his real name. You're right. Your Majesty, now that we know the victim's real name, the divination seance might finally work. A lawyer who willingly seeks a seance. This is entirely unprecedented. You are but digging your own grave, Defense. We won't know that until we try. Sure, it's risky, but it's our only hope. Very well. Let the divination seance be held once more. Why would a lawyer work so hard to see the divination seance be held once more? You are a fool, Barbed Head, and your foolishness shall yield no gratitude from me. For with the truth revealed by my insights, I shall gladly seek your demise. Bring it on, Princess. Because I will correctly interpret each and every one of your insights. You will regret ever thinking you could use my sacred insights as evidence.
O Holy Mother, let the eyes of everyone here be clear and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Fast forward. I don't know if I can skip this. Oh, I can. So... Ginghil. Plum Punisher theme, heavy. Pain. What? Plum Punisher theme? Why was that there? Okay, I think the keychain plays part here now. Oh my. It is just as Mr. Wright surmised. Perazalot wasn't the victim's true name. And now at last, we have seen the victim's final moments. But all we could see was the ground. You seem terribly disappointed. I take it you did not find any fodder for one of your infamous turnabouts? I, on the other hand, have discovered something. Conclusive evidence that establishes the accused's guilt. You did? Ha 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 ha. A most surprising surprise attack. So, tell us, Prosecutor Sadmadi, what is this conclusive evidence you have found? The Plum Punisher theme song that the deceased heard. Please consider this item here. It was confiscated from the accused during her interrogation. Hey, that's my Plum Punisher strap. When you press the Magatam on the Plum Punisher's belt, it's a transposed Steel Samurai theme. Ah! It seems the accused inadvertently pressed the button in the midst of her crime. This trap is an extremely rare item, is it not, Miss Faye? You'd better not break it. There's only one of those in the whole wide world. Maya, no! It is just as I said. Your flights of fancy have come crashing down on you. She sure seems to be enjoying this. Yeah, I've never seen her look so thrilled before either. It is time to accept the fact that the divination seance is far more than mere evidence. It is the very truth that brings the hammer of justice down upon the accused. That is as conclusive as evidence can get. Now then, if there are no further objections... Objection! Slow down there, Your Majesty. At least let me make a counter-argument. What's this? Do you take issue with the divination seance? Oh, I have issues with it. I just don't know what they are yet. But that's never stopped me before. The divination seance is not the absolute truth. It only becomes the truth after it's been interpreted correctly. Grr. You do not know when you are beaten, do you, you foolish lawyer? I am the only one who speaks for the Mitama of the deceased. If you believe there to be errors in my insights, then let us see you prove it. The victim was offering up his prayers. It was the night of the rite. Though it's dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Then someone was there, and the theme to the plump punisher filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck true, and in that instant he departed from this world. That is everything the deceased experienced in his final moments. Her benevolence's insights have painted a detailed picture, both vivid and true. I didn't notice any holes there. As they stand now, those insights are really stacked against us. I'll just have to go over each and every one of the deceased's sensations very carefully. Okay. Save scum time. Okay, the victim was offering up his prayers. Okay, wait, heavy. What is heavy? Okay, it's definitely this heavy thing.
Objection!
No! What? Isn't the statement inconsistent with the vision? Wait, what is that heavy? Okay, I just want to know what this heavy thing is. Okay. No,
Objection!
Oh my god, this is still wrong. What the hell? Okay, that heavy thing is what I'm like curious about. Why is there a heavy? Okay, the victim was offering up his prayers. It was the night of the rite. The pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Then someone was there and the theme to the punisher filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck true, and in that instant... Okay, victim was offering up his prayers. Okay, Ginghil was like present all throughout, right? Yeah. Because they say Ginghil was like... What is this heavy thing? Hmm. Shouldn't he have seen his... You should have seen his scarf here, right?
Objection!
Damn it, still not wrong. Still not right, damn it. Ah. As the night of the rite, though it's dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Then someone was there and the theme to the plumb punisher filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck through, and in that instant he departed from this world. I don't want to consult yet. I want to figure this out. The accused held the defenseless okay, that might be the heavy. Held the defenseless victim down. And then struck. Okay, the thing is, there was like still... No. Oh my god. Okay, Ginghel is constant all throughout because of the food, right? So... Victim was offering of his prayers. Night of the riot that stark the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Then someone was there and the theme to the Plum Punisher filled the air.
Objection!
Shit, it's the same. Damn it.
Objection!
Shit. What statement?
Dash backseats with. Show your badge.
Yo, Dash, what's up? I don't think I can show my badge here. Okay, Night of the Riot, though its dark pattern on the ground was visible. Someone was there and the theme to the Plum Punisher filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. So that's the heavy. Yeah, how are you feeling, Dash? Hope you are feeling better. Okay, I can't... Yo, Tilted, what is up? Welcome on in. How are you doing? Oh, tonight's the rough one. Yikes. Did you get tested? Hopefully it's not COVID. Okay, good. Negative. So it's just probably a fever or some sort. Okay. Shoot, I should have consulted before I what they called it. I loaded game. Okay. Drugs. Hot, cold, hot, cold. Yikes. Okay, Knight of the Right. Shut up, Aniv. That was held the day before the riot. Alright, so at that time, the Ginghil would have should have at least went away, right? Right?
Objection!
Oh my god, thank you. Oh my god. Was it really the night of the riot? What do you mean? It could not be otherwise. The accused slew Acolyte Zealot after killing the High Priest during the purification rite. The only problem is the deceased spirit does not corroborate that. What's this? Take a good look at what the victim smelled. Do you see how that says Gengil? Acolyte Zealot shouldn't have smelled any Gengil on the night of the rite. What do you mean? Let me back up my statement with some evidence for you. Okay, this is where Belieb's statement comes in. This should explain how the victim couldn't have smelled Gingle on the night of the rite.
Take that!
The High Priest's wife, Belieb and me, told me about the Feast of Blessings. The feast includes a number of Gingle-based dishes, and they're only supposed to be served at a certain time the day before the rite. Why, I believe you're right. I had completely forgotten about that. During the feast, the unique smell of Gengal pervades the entire kingdom. The fact that the victim smelled it means he was murdered between noon and 3 p.m. the day before the purification rite.
That's enough!
I am not so easily fooled. Did that autopsy report not make it clear? The estimated time of death was during the rite. Oh right, I thought about that yesterday. Forgive me, your benevolence, but the estimated time of death is just that, an estimate. Depending on the circumstances, it's possible for it to change. What's this? Like, if a body was kept cold, the slowed rate of decay makes the death seem more recent. Why, I believe I have heard something of the sort before. If it is as Mr. Wright claims, the estimated time of death in the autopsy report will have to be revised. Zealot's autopsy report updated in the court record. Okay, what's the estimated time of death now? Time of death, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. based on divination seance. Barbed head, you blinded me with science. That's a song. Sorry, wait, what am I apologizing for? No matter. The murder may have occurred in the afternoon hours, the day before the rite. Nevertheless, the murder weapon with the accused prints on it is incontrovertible evidence. I will now amend my insight to account for this new truth. It was the afternoon of the day before the rite. Though it's dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Afternoon, it's like 12 p.m. The time of death has been corrected, leaving my insight infallible. Nick, a change in the time of death is bound to cause some sort of an inconsistency. If I had something that showed what it was like on that day, it could really help. Okay, actually, you know what? I think this is what he saw. Anyway. Victim was offering up his prayers. Okay, the afternoon on the day before the riot. Though it's dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible, right? Okay, let's do a save scum here. It's like high noon to 3 p.m. So
Objection!
the change in the date and time of the crime has caused a new inconsistency to surface. What's this? Ugh, you're making that irritating face again. Cease that at once. Sorry, but this is the face I was born with. Now, let's focus on what is important. What the victim saw in his final moments. Do you have bats in the belfry, Barbed Head? There is nothing to see. The ground at the plaza was all that entered the victim's eye. And that's what I find so strange. On the day before the riot, it should have been impossible to see that pattern on the ground. Okay, weather report. Impossible, you say? To explain. This piece of evidence shows why the plaza's ground was not visible that day. Inner sanctum to the plaza of devotion has melted. Okay, weather report. This newspaper has an article that is tiny in size but huge in importance. It says that the ground was covered with thick white ice the day before the riot. What? But the victim did not see so much as an ice cube on the ground. Exactly. And so we must ask, what was the victim looking at in his final moments? If you have something to say, then say it. The last thing the victim saw was not the ground at the Plaza of Devotion. This can only mean that he was killed elsewhere. What? 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 Then where do you propose the victim was actually killed? Yes, tell us where. That's in that, like, hedge. It's in the hedge. Tell us where, otherwise your argument is worthless. About that. I hadn't gotten to that part yet. Any ideas, Maya? Let me think. Well, it's somewhere green and shaggy, right? Right, but where could that be? What is it, Barbed Head? Giving up already? Not at all. Now, where have I seen something green and shaggy? This shows where the victim was killed. It's here. Yeah, yep, it's this hedge.
Take that!
The secret hideout the rebels were using. The rebel hideout? There was no such place anywhere on the floor of that chamber. You're absolutely right. There's no place on the floor anyway. Then what did the victim see in his final moments if not the floor of the rebel hideout? This is what the victim saw in his final moments. Yup, it has this like handprint. This one.
Take that!
The shaggy green surface the victim saw was one of the moss-covered stone slabs. As you can see, there are two distinct hand-shaped impressions on the moss here. I believe the victim was killed while he stood there with his hands pressed against the slab.
Objection!
That does agree with the seance vision. However, one cannot definitely declare they are one and the same. I concur. There's no proof that a murder occurred in the rebel hideout. Indeed, what evidence do you have of this, Luminol? I've already shown you the evidence. What do you mean? Please take a look at the second version of the photo I just showed you. You can see the results of the luminol test I performed in the rebel hideout. This is proof positive that someone had been bleeding in front of that stone slab. Is this true? This information has already been provided to the police. Detective Sky, to whom does this blood belong? We thought it was the High Priest's blood that flowed in from outside, so we haven't tested it yet. Then you must do so at once. Yes, Your Majesty. It appears the police have finished testing the blood. Detective Sky, your report, please. The blood found in the rebel hideout belongs to Perizalot, just like the defense claims. Detective Sky, do you realize what your blunder has done to me? When this trial concludes, I want to see you in my prayer chamber. There, I will deliver a joyous sermon onto you for 8 hours straight. I'm really sorry, but please, anything but that. Nick, maybe, just maybe, this is the chance we've been waiting for. Yep, it would seem so. I hate to do this to Emma, but go for it. It's full speed ahead. The victim was killed in the rebel hideout the day before the purification rite. Then, his body was moved to the Plaza of Devotion by someone we've yet to identify. So when we thought we saw Acolyte Zealot praying during the rite, he was already dead. Ah! And that's not all. If he was killed at the inner sanctum, that would explain one more thing. And that would be how the time of death was made to look later than it actually was. The proof of which was left behind at the sanctum. This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. What? Is it the clock? Oh no, this one.
Take that!
No, damn it. And why not? Mr. Wright's body may still be alive, but he appears very much brain dead. So no one attempted to cover up the true time of death. No, I believe someone did. This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. Is it the statement because of the smell of Kingil?
Take that!
Damn it!
Take that!
Damn it! Damn it! I'm just guessing. Holy crap. Okay. This points how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. It's the dagger, damn it.
Take that!
No, it's not the dagger. Okay, he was killed. He was killed in the hideout with the dagger, allegedly. So is it the crime scene photo?
Take that!
Okay, it's not the crime scene photo. It's not the hideout. It's not the dagger. It's not the strap. It's not the. It's not the photo. It's not the autopsy report. Wait, did I show the crime scene photo? No, I showed the autopsy report, right?
Take that!
Ah, fuck. I didn't think I did. Okay, wait, what? Don't tell me it's the newspaper. Could it be Trust's autopsy report?
Take that!
Okay, if he died 2 a.m., or at least after Perez died, and if the weapon is the same, I did save scum already. This is like my second load.
Take that!
No, damn it. Oh my god, it's this one. Alright. Sorry, I only have one life left, so... save scum. Oh, why? Is it because of the, like, thing here? He was probably killed here because there's, like, this shoveled stuff, right?
Take that!
Okay, why? These are photos of the inner sanctum? I'd like to focus on this one. The proof is right there in this photo, yeah. This is how the time of death was made to appear later than it really was. Do you see how the snow has been removed from this one spot only? That's because it was used to keep the victim's body cold. And that is why the time of death wasn't what it seemed. What? The time was mistaken, and the place too. And just what do you believe that proves? That my client is innocent. What if her fingerprints on the dagger and the plump Punisher theme the victim heard? You have failed to address these two key pieces of evidence. Ugh, I see your point. Wasn't this your big chance, Nick? I'm really hoping that the difference in location can invalidate either the weapon or the theme song from being used as evidence against you. Actually, that might be possible, at least for one of them. Really? What's this? You say you can contradict our argument for a key piece of evidence? Very well, let us see you try. Nick, take a good look at the Rebel hideout photo. Oh. The defense can invalidate this piece of evidence. Okay, the dagger definitely not. Okay, it's the Plump Punisher theme because the hideout photo has the clock. The Plump Punisher theme? And how do you intend to support such a claim? Since the murder happened in the Rebel hideout, there's something there that played the theme song other than my client's strap. It wasn't the strap? Is this true? Yep, it's the clock.
Take that!
This is a Plump Punisher alarm clock. I believe the victim heard its alarm go off. What proof do you have that the alarm went off?
Objection!
What proof do you have that it was my client's strap that played the theme song? Do not twist the facts with your lawyerly wiles. Either way, the accused would still be guilty based off her prints on the murder weapon. And here is what really happened. Insight advice. We're still in the insights. Wow. The victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. It was the afternoon of the day before the riot. Though there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened. I won't get anywhere until I can eliminate the dagger. Most impressive, your benevolence. I see no inconsistencies anywhere in the prosecution's case. No? There is one. What's this? You still claim there to be an inconsistency? Try as you might, the outcome will always be the same. Oh, we're still like doing this. The victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. This afternoon on the day of the riot, there was someone there and the theme to the Plump Punisher filled the air. The accused plunged her knife into the defenseless victim's neck. The blade struck true, and in that instant, he departed from this world. That's still a blackbird. Okay, let's just save scum. Alright, the accused plunged her knife into the defenseless victim's neck. The blade struck through, and in that instant he departed from this world. Victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. It was the afternoon on the day before the riot. Someone was there, and the theme to the Plum Punisher filled the air. The accused plunged her knife into the defenseless victim's neck. Okay, why is it heavy? If you're just standing like that, it wouldn't be heavy, not unless you're trying to stop it or you're being pushed in, right?
Objection!
Okay, yeah. The victim was originally thought to have been stabbed while bent over in prayer, but he was actually standing with his hands against the stone slab. So the question is, where did the sensation of something heavy come from? Yes, I see your point. Since the victim was standing, he couldn't have been held down. Eep. Then tell us, Mr. Wright, what was that heavy sensation felt by the victim? BRB, no worries, Coburn. What caused the heavy sensation Zealot felt? Any thoughts, Maya? I agree. That sense of heaviness seems important, but there's also the matter of Zealot's hands on the stone slab. Why were they even there? Could it be related to the cause of the heavy sensation? Well, Mr. Wright, do you have an answer for us? Of course. If I just envision the state Zealot was in when he was killed, the cause of the heaviness the victim felt was the falling stone slab, the culprit jumping on him. Save scum. Okay. Do we see anything here that this was moved? I don't see that this... Could this possibly move because of the angle of this one? Okay, because if this fell, he was trying to topple the stone. Possibly. Because alright, if let's say the slab was falling and it did fall, that could have crushed him, right? And how would he have felt the pain? Not unless the stone stab actually killed him and the dagger was just placed afterwards. No, if that's the if the slab was falling on him, he should have felt something else. So I assume it would be the culprit jumping on him. Damn it, it's wrong. The killer jumped on him from behind. Why do you suppose the killer would do that? Maybe they craved human contact. Wow. Alright, so it's the other. The stone slab was falling. People who crave human contact do not kill those they see contact with. But it's clear you've lost contact with reality. Talk about a reality check. Refilling is better than that. It feels like Updog. Oh, I understand Updog completely, Aniv. The only conceivable cause is the stone slab falling over, trapping the victim underneath. What? Oh, the stone slab came falling down on him, crushing him underneath. Right, that was the cause of the heavy sensation the victim felt. Well, your theory is impressive. You have overlooked a key fact. You understand, Updog? Yes, I do. The victim was not crushed to death, rather he was stabbed. Updog is the opposite of down dog. Or do you claim that the dagger was plunged in after the slab has fallen on him? Plus, had the killer been behind the victim, they would have both been crushed together. Well, would you care to explain? Sure, I'd love to. That doesn't mean I can. How could the dagger have been plunged in after the slab fell on the victim? The killer couldn't have plunged the dagger onto the victim after the slab fell on him. But what if the murder weapon wasn't what we thought it was? Well, there were other weapons in the rebel hideout. But the entrance to the hideout is right by the stone slab. There isn't enough space between the two to use any of the weapons found within. Yeah, there's not much space by the entrances there. So, what was the real murder weapon then? I better think of something. If the murder weapon wasn't the dagger, then the dagger must have been plunged into the victim after he was already dead. That means he was stabbed at least twice, but the autopsy report doesn't mention that. And then he must have been stabbed in the same spot with something shaped like the dagger. Would the defense care to offer an explanation sometime this century? Wait, wasn't there something dagger-like in the scene of the crime? It's the alarm clock, isn't it? Ugh, my god. Or is it the scythe behind? Something that had a shape similar to the Warbad dagger. Present your evidence at this time, Mr. Wright. This shows what really killed the victim. Oh my god. It's the bird.
Take that!
Is this not the photo from the scene of the High Priest's murder? Are you suggesting the murder weapon is hidden herein? This is what took Perizalot's life. It's this one. Why is there like blood all over here? So it's possible that since this was the entrance, like, okay, that turned around, so the bird is like now behind you. So if the stone fell, you're like, it could have stabbed you, right?
Take that!
But that's the Warbad statue? Exactly. The Warbad statue has a dagger-like feathers protruding from it. That is what really took the victim's life.
Objection!
You imbecilic fool! The statue is outside of the hideout. How do you propose it impaled someone who was inside? Haven't you heard? The Warbad statue also functions as the hideout's door. What do you mean? The statue can pull a complete switcheroo. A switcheroo? To put it simply, it is a revolving door. A revolving door? Why, that makes perfect sense. Therefore, I believe the truth behind the divination seance to be this. As the victim entered the secret hideout, the stone sculpture came toppling toward him. He threw up his hands to stop it, but its weight forced him backwards. Unfortunately, the Warbad statue was right behind him. Yep. This cannot be!
That's enough!
But the accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger. She had held it while rehearsing for the rite, which is when her prints got on it. Gah. This is a shocking turn of events, but there's a great deal of circumstantial evidence in the defense's favor. I believe you must accept that the Warbad statue was what killed the victim. Wow, okay. Warbad statue added to the court record. Now that we know how Acolyte Zealot really met his demise, there's no basis for claiming my client committed this crime. Nice work, Nick. How can this be happening yet again? The divination seance is the only truth. No, your benevolence. It's not the truth itself, but it is a means for shedding light on the truth. Do you understand now? Your kingdom needs lawyers so that they can interpret your insights. But that means I have been misinterpreting the voices of the spirits all this time? Your benevolence, are you unwell? All the color has drained from your face. I will be fine. Continue your proceedings without me. As you wish. Aww. Now I feel bad. Feel kind of bad for her, yep. Now then, I would have the defense continue. Please explain what you have learned now that we know how the victim actually died. Acolyte Zealot was killed in the hideout before the High Priest's murder. That means the body found at the Plaza of Devotion was moved there by the real killer. But only after the Warbad dagger was thrust into him, to make it look like the murder weapon. That does seem to agree with what we know. But why would the real killer go to such lengths? I believe stabbing Acolyte Zealot's body with a dagger and moving it to the plaza was... Warning from the Twilight Realm.
Dash backseats with. Good job, Psycho. Look what you went and did.
I know, right? Yeah. A crime committed for fun! I just want to select that for shits and giggles. To make it, yeah, it's a serial murder, but I just want to know what the dialogue would be. Maybe this is a crime committed for fun. The killer is someone who loves watching people react to murder scenes. That explains why they placed the body where so many people would see it.
Objection.
But then why would the killer bother meddling with the estimated time of death? Oh, that's a good point. Sitting through your silly answers is no fun, but I do enjoy levying penalties afterwards. Well, I don't. It seems the reason why the body was moved will remain a mystery. Okay. That was fun. Yo! Annuel, thank you and congratulations on the 10 stream streak. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Alright. To make it look like a serial murder. It was an attempt to make my client look like a serial killer. That's right. The real killer planned all of this. This forged serial murder case. They did? That's it, Nick. keep hammering away. Satura.
サトラ今おまどもさましで足し抜けたれがせよそろか
Your reasoning has more holes in it than cheese you foreigners so enjoy. What? Like those putrid hole-riddled clumps of curds that only a rat like you could have loved. Your reasoning, much like your putrid hole-riddled brain, has putrefied. What's his deal with things going putrid? You have yet to overturn my argument that the accused is the killer. A careful analysis of the chain of events up to the killing exposes the truth as follows. Disguised as Lady Kira, the accused found the rebel hideout the day before the raid. But Acolyte Zealot had followed her there after noticing her suspicious behavior. Caught by surprise, she pushed the stone slab towards him, and we know the rest. I've never been to the rebel hideout in my life. When the high priest arrived at the sanctum the next day, he realized what she had done. That is when the accused murdered him in order to silence him. I believe Prosecutor Sadmadi has posed a compelling scenario. The defense, on the other hand, has yet to disprove the accused's guilt.
Objection!
Why would my client move Acolyte Zealot's body to where everyone could see it? And why would she stab the dagger with her fingerprints into his dead body? She had no reason to do any of those things. The dagger in his corpse was likely a warning to the rebels. Something along the lines of, Lady Kira will slay the defiant dragons. So that is why she moved the body to the plaza for all to see. Now he has the judge convinced too. I thought I'd finally made some headway. Well, Mr. Wright, about time for one of your groans of distress, is it not? Groan of distress? It kills me to admit this, but I've got nothing to counter his argument with. And I still haven't disproven the allegations against Naya. Is it not time to end your futile struggle? You were already judged guilty yesterday. That makes you a dead lawyer walking. Accept the death that now awaits you, and in doing so, finally know peace. A dead lawyer walking indeed. Then again, are not all lawyers who practice in Kurain? But I must admit, I misspoke earlier. Allow me to amend my statement. I had said the defense's reasoning had a putrid cheese-like smell. But I now realize the stench was from his own putrid body on the verge of death. Now I'm a rotting zombie. Think, who could have killed Zealot the day before the raid? Who knew about the rebel hideout and who could gain access to the inner sanctum? Only those involved with the raid can enter the sanctum, so... Wait a second. Only a rebel would have known about the secret hideout. And the only person who was involved with the raid had access to the sanctum and was suspected of being a rebel is... Did somebody come to mind? Yes, except there's one huge problem. A huge problem? Oh my god, is it like, trust? What are you two going on about? Plotting your escape from this sacred hall? I would not put it past you, considering you have no means to raise further objection. If I don't do something, Prosecutor Sadmadi will have this one in the bag. I'll just have to bluff my way out of this, regardless of that huge problem. Your Majesty, I believe there is another suspect in Perez-Zalot's murder. Even the most benevolent Holy Mother would not forgive such a desperate lie. After all, you know very well that such a person does not exist. No, there is one person who knew everything. Does such a figure truly exist? Tell us, who might that be? I believe the prime suspect in Acolyte Zealot's murder is... Is it Rust?
Take that!
Yo, Nox, what's up? Welcome on in. How are you doing, buddy? It had to be someone allowed to enter the sanctum and who knew of the hideout. And that would be the High Priest. He could have committed the crime if it occurred the day before the raid.
Coburn 64 backseats with Skittles prosecutor, please wipe that smirk off your face and enjoy a box of grape Skittles.
Skittles, yep. You would pin a crime upon the dead, knowing very well they tell no tales. Have you no shame? Dead men tell no tales. That is definitely a problem. If only the High Priest could tell his side of the story. What? Do I have something on my face? Wait a second. Could this actually work? Oh no, don't tell me I have some of my breakfast caught between my teeth. No. If there's even the slightest possibility, I'll have to go with it. Your Majesty, dead men do tell tales. Therefore, I would like to request the High Priest's testimony. Oh god, is Maya gonna like channel trust? And just how do you propose to get the deceased to testify? There's a way for the dead to testify. It's known as summon him here by means of spirit channeling. What did you just say? Spirit channeling has the Slayer final gun and saying, "This is sacrilege. May the Holy Mother strike him down." Peace. I am frankly astonished you even know of such a thing. But spirit channeling is a secret art that only Her Eminence, Queen Garon, can perform. And Her Eminency is far too busy with other duties to perform it at our pleasure. I suspected as much. That means her only hope is... It's okay, Nick. You can tell them. But Maya, I thought you wanted to keep it a secret here in Khura'in. Don't worry, it's not like it's against the law or violates some religious precepts, so I don't think we'll be punished. At least I hope not. But this is a crucial period for you. It'll decide whether you become Master of Khura'in. You don't have any other choice now, do we? If I'm found guilty, it'll be a lot worse than not becoming Master of Khura'in. Alright, thanks Maya. Actually, there is someone here who is capable of channeling spirits. But even her benevolence, Princess Rayfa, finds the divination seance to be a challenge. Who could possibly have greater spiritual power than she, aside from the Queen? That would be me. Is this some sort of joke? A foreigner could not possibly have such power. Even the royal priestess is incapable of such a feat. Up yours, Skittles. Peace, peace I say. Is this true? Is the accused capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling? Well, yes. Yes, I can. Now, Your Majesty, would like your permission to begin. Your Benevolence. This is an outrage I say. First, you make a mockery of the divination seance, and now spirit channeling? Your Benevolence speaks the truth. Spirit channeling is a sacred rite. Foreign devils, I say they should be put to death immediately. Still your voices. Barbed Head, spirit channeling is the most sacred and secret of arts. Are you prepared to face the consequences of what you propose? Yes, I am. Your Benevolence, are you saying you approve of their use of spirit channeling? I will judge whether their claim is true. If this is but another of their lies, they shall be executed on the spot. Very well then. Your Benevolence, what if the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit? Do you truly believe this foreigner is capable of channeling spirits? Oh, no, but I wanted to be sure as I am responsible for the safety of all present. Well, an inexperienced practitioner could inadvertently call forth a dangerous spirit. But do not fear, for I have a Magatama of parting. With it, I can send spirits back to the Twilight Realm by halting the flow of spiritual power. Good judge looking out for people, yep. That is a relief indeed. These foreigners have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not shirk from their challenge. We must prove them guilty and deliver their last rites. Do I make myself clear, Prosecutor Sadmadi? Perfectly, Your Benevolence. Very well, the accused may channel the High Priest spirit. But first, we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Until then, this court is adjourned. Wow. Can she channel Mia first? To be continued. Alright, I think we still have time for the next part of this. This is like just an hour and 45. May 12th. High Court of Kurain. Yeah, it's accused lobby probably. Yep, accused lobby. Sorry, Maya, but this was the only way. You're sure you're up for this? Thanks for believing in me, Nick. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability is on point yet. Oh, right. Before she started training here, her success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least I hope she can. So you're sure you're ready? Yeah, at least I think so. You don't sound so confident. What about all your training? Training's one thing, actually doing it is another. Oh, I see. Uh-oh. If she fails to channel the High Priest, we're as good as dead. Relax, Nick. You can count on me. I'll show you what my training's done for me. This will be on the moment you'll never
Violet
forget.
Nightmare backseats with. Go faster, bitch.
Okay. I just hope it's unforgettable in a good way. Once we hear Abbott and me's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light. How are you doing, Violet? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hope so, but he was hiding the fact that he was a rebel, so I doubt it'll be as cut and dried as all that. They are ready for you. Please return to the Hall of Justice at once. Okay, Maya, I'm counting on you. You got it. Here we go. We have received official approval for the accused to channel a spirit here today. Now, if you will, Miss Faye, please proceed. You're okay? Good to hear. Hope your week's starting out well. You're gatekeeping? Why are you gatekeeping, Anev? That's so controlling. Anyway, yes, Your Majesty. Alright, I can't believe this. Only the Queen should channel spirits. Execute them. Put them to death right now. Come on, Maya. I'm counting on you. I've been studying here in Kurain for 2 years now, so that one day I will be the master of Kurain, a village of spirit mediums back home. But first, I shall show you all the fruits of my training in your kingdom. Yo, Toby Onatabe, what's up? Welcome on in, buddy. Wow, she seems really confident. A neophyte practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit. Okay, Your Benevolence, how about this? If I succeed, will you stop calling me a neophyte? Very well. If you succeed. Oh, I will. Just you watch. O spirit of Taras in me, slumbering twilight moon, return now to the world of the living. What the hell? What is this place? Oh my. No! This cannot be! Polkonka! It's the High Priest! The accused can really channel spirits! Okay, I think this is the first time, like, Maya channeled a guy, right? Because she usually just channels Mia. And that's it. I do not understand. This cannot be. This simply cannot be. I must step out now before I forget myself. Abbot in me. Would this be the Twilight Realm? And what of this? Wow, hair flick. And what of this luxurious mane of hair? Is it perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother for decades of fruitful service? Abbot in me? My, but if it isn't His Majesty, have you too shuffled off that mortal coil? Please, do not count me among the dead. It is only you who has passed on. But the spirit medium, Maya Fey, has brought you back among us today. Why? Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret art of spirit channeling? I suppose that explains these gorgeous locks. When I pass from this world, I too hope to be channeled with a full head of hair. This concept is pretty awesome though. Though it be for the briefest of moments. I give thanks for the splendid coiffure. Praise be to the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my tastes, if you would excuse me. What? There, that is better. Alright, the boobs are also gone. Could we get his testimony now? And I wish he'd kept his top on. Oh god, what would happen if like... Never mind. Why, you are that foreign lawyer the people speak of as of late. And this is not the Hall of Justice. And is this not the Hall of Justice? Why have I been summoned here? Forgive us for calling you back from your eternal rest. But you have been accused of murder. Might we ask you to testify in your own behalf? What the hell? I have been accused of murder? That is troubling indeed. Ah! What's with that crazy pose? Is this really cause for such astonishment? Even the lowliest of monks can achieve such body control with the proper training. Oh, I wonder if Albie will be able to do that someday. Will the defense please explain the situation to the High Priest? I'd be happy to. Your disciple, Praise-a-Lot, has been murdered. It happened on the day before the purification rite. And the crime occurred in the rebel hideout hidden within the inner sanctum. Acolyte Zealot, he has been killed? Who would do such a thing? Someone who knew of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you, Abbot in me. After all, weren't you secretly a rebel? Oh dear. But that's still Maya's body. I hope he doesn't break anything. He still has like that yoga pose when they're doing the pan. Praise be to the Holy Mother. Praise be to the Holy Mother. Oh my, have my rebel allegiances been exposed? Not even my wife knew of that. It seems to rest in peace is not my fate. Why did you, a devout priest of Kura-inism, join the rebellion?
Objection!
The High Priest has come back to us for but a brief time, Defense. Shall we not cut to the chase and ask the most pressing of questions? Oh, right. Abbot and me, the prosecution believes the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zealot to be Maya Fey, who had been playing the role of Lady Kira in the rite. Being that I was dead until just a moment ago, my memory is a bit hazy. Could you please do your best to remember?
Objection!
The High Priest says his memory is hazy. It is all coming back to me. It is, as Prosecutor Sadmadi concluded. I was slain by none other than Maya Fey. The High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regards to this murder correct. No! But what about Acolyte Zealot? You were the one who killed him, weren't you? I know naught about my disciple's murder. Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own. An alibi? Seriously? It seems the testimony the defense had been hoping for is working against him. Now, Abbott and me, your testimony, if you please. Yes, yes, of course. Witness test. Is his black? Are his eyes really that black? Or is it just because like I don't know. Anyway, I have an alibi. I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place. Just past noon on the day before the riot, I was entertaining guests at my home. And I believe my guests can corroborate this. You had guests just past noon. That's right about the time Zealot was murdered. Are you sure about that? Absolutely. Come to think of it, Rafa told me about the spirit's memory. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time. After Dark? You didn't know this was my After Dark account. Well, my profile photo is from After Dark anyway, so... Between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled? Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in its life. The High Priest seems to know exactly what he's talking about. So, the question is, what would be the best angle of attack? Okay, wasn't this photo taken during the day before? On the day before the riot. I have all the flying toasters. Okay, an ironclad alibi for the time of which the murder took place.
Hold it!
You use the word alibi as if it were second nature. Are you perhaps mocking me? Or is it perhaps the kingdom of Khura'in itself you wish to ridicule? We're not a bunch of country bumpkins here. We have plenty of courtroom dramas on TV. Peace, 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 I say. Mr. Wright, would you care to clarify your last statement? Please, don't take it the wrong way. It's just alibi is a rather technical term for a priest to use so naturally. I assure you, I know how to use the term. In fact, I had even hoped for a chance to do so one day. I suppose that even I, a high priest, am not immune to such trivial worldly attachments. Oh, I see. Still, he seems unusually calm and composed. It's almost as if he had prepped himself for something like this. Just past noon on the day before the riot, I was entertaining guests at my home. Guests? And you were entertaining them personally. That I was. We gathered around the table for a most enjoyable conversation. He said his guests could corroborate his alibi. That can't be good for our case. Okay. The guests can't, but because number one, it's if you're basing off the photo, it's Perez, which is dead, and it's Maya who's channeling his spirit. Are you sure that was the same day as the murder? Maybe you've misremembered. Ha! Don't doubt my mnemonic faculties. I may have died, but my memories up to that point are crystal clear. Sorry, he's pretty thin-skinned for a priest. Though I guess I should have known better than to doubt his memory. Spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death, so even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time. Between the moment of his death and the moment it's channeled. Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. There's nothing better than enjoying Gingil cuisine with dear friends. That way, everyone's breath becomes equally malodorous. Okay, I just need to probably present the photo. And I believe my guests can corroborate this.
Hold it!
And who exactly were your guests that day? Don't tell me they were rebels so they can't be called here to testify. It was none other than His Majesty along with his family. He couldn't attend the rite due to work, so he stopped by ahead of time. Okay, I'm gonna have this added to the testimony and then I'm gonna present the photo. My, how his daughter has grown. Wait a second. Let me set the record straight right now. I am not a rebel. Thank you for that wonderful meal, Abbot Inmi. Lady Inmi's cooking simply cannot be beat. So there you have it. When exactly was His Majesty at your home? He was there from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Delay today, sub-delay. Indeed, precisely the time period within which Acolyte Zealot was slain. Yes, and we had a rousing chat concerning the game of Kachudemal. 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 But I'll just have that added to the testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home. My guests that day were His Majesty and his family. They visited from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Hold it!
Your Majesty, are you sure this testimony is completely accurate? As sure can be. Oh, how wonderful it is to finally have my actions be admissible as evidence in court. His Majesty was at my home during the exact time period of the murder. Come, let us put this behind us. I could not have possibly committed this crime. How can you be so sure? What if the clock or watch you were using was off or you misread the time? There was a clock right near the table and it had the exact same time as my watch. Now, do you understand, lawyer? Oh, there was like no... There's no contradiction. Alright. As you can see, my alibi is airtight. Or do you still think I could have killed Acolyte Zealot? His Majesty's a witness. Are you satisfied now? There's not a single discrepancy in Abbot Inmi's alibi. If I give up now, it's all over. Now hold on a second. Is there anything wrong with the High Priest's testimony? Save scum. Is this the chapel? No, this is a courtroom. Well, there are praying a lot, so it might be a chapel. I think there is. There is a discrepancy in the High Priest's testimony. Okay, Okay, I remember they did say like yesterday, well, there yesterday, that after lunchtime, Maya went out and Praise a Lot went out. I don't know I can't remember where the priest was. This is what was wrong with this testimony. He's too friendly with the judge. The prayer feast was short. He knew the time of the crime. After Abbot Inmi was channeled, no one ever stated what time Acolyte Zealot was murdered. Now that you mention it. Despite that, you claim to have an alibi from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That means you knew that Acolyte Zealot was dead when you were still alive. Wow, wait, I think I saw something just now. No, I must be imagining things. So tell me, how did you know what time the crime had been committed? About that. Open your heart, let the Holy Mother in. Why, we've been blessed with the High Priest's sacred words of prayer. All who serve for holiness must strive to banish worldly desires from their soul. Open your heart, let the Holy Mother in. Purge your mind. I feel as if my very soul has been cleansed. You can't fool me. Prayer may banish worldly desires, but it can't make a contradiction disappear. How can you be so sure? What's that supposed to mean? This lawyer seems to think little of the power of Kurainist prayer. Huh?
サトライマオマンドもさましで足し抜けたれ合戦をするか
Abbott Enmi was at home during the crime, but knew of what happened at the hideout. I believe this can be explained thusly. He must have had a way to monitor the hideout from his home. What? You never cease to amaze, prosecutor. As he has surmised, there was a listening device installed at the hideout. It enabled me to instantly learn of anything unusual even when I was not there. Remember, the rebels had been using this as a top-secret hideout. It would be perfectly natural for them to install such an apparatus. Wait, come to think of it, when I was searching the rebel hideout... there's something under the banner. A microphone? What's this doing here? Was someone trying to record something with it? That was a listening device. It starts recording whenever it detects movement, and I heard just such a recording after His Majesty and his family left. If you look in the desk in my study, you will find the tape in question. Alright then. Bailiff! Yes, Your Majesty. Go retrieve the tape in question from the High Priest's home. At once, Your Majesty. The power of Kurainist prayer. Even a putrid brain such as yours should understand it now. It's like the contradiction really did vanish. We shall ascertain the content of the recording once we have the tape. In the meantime, I would ask Abbott Enmi to continue this testimony. Very well. Ooh, what now? I heard everything. I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Faye. After that, there was a loud noise followed by a haunting silence. Oh. I have to find some way to attack his alibi. If only Maya were here. She has a way of putting me at ease. But seeing her like this is only creeping me out. Though the High Priest was a rebel, he was still a Kurainist holy man. Therefore, take care in your questioning, lest you invoke the ire of our people. As if this wasn't hard enough already. Nice try, but I'll stop at nothing to find the truth. I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred.
Hold it!
You were entertaining His Majesty and his family during the crime? Indeed, my wife Believe was treating them to her wonderful home cooking. Your wife was there that day. Why yes, she was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time. Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her at all that day. She takes her culinary duties most seriously, you see. That is why she was in the kitchen cooking without pause the entire day. I found nothing. Okay, let's stop then. So, the judge never saw Mrs. Enmi? Should I have Abbott Enmi add that statement as testimony? Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. My wife Believe was in the kitchen cooking the entire time.
Hold it!
Okay, do I press Mrs. Inmi's statement here or present? Because believe, the family photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings where it's customary. We're only prepared during the feast, which starts at noon on the day before the rite and must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day. The menu that day feature Hatin Supais and Melton Mod. Hatin Supais. Okay, I don't know what puns those are. They are both the traditional Karainese dishes. Can't even begin to imagine what those are. Ah, yes! The exquisite zest of Hatin Supais and the supreme texture of Melton Mouth. Hatin Supais. Hatin Spice. Lady Inmi's cooking that day was utterly unforgettable. Thank you. It brings me great joy to know you enjoyed your meal. Now, once His Majesty and his family had left, when I listen to the tape later, I'll take some Hatin Space. I heard a man and a woman quarreling. You heard everything from a recording? Indeed. Each night, I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. Melt in mouth. I would have been in serious trouble with my lovely wife had she discovered my secret. Can you really tell what happened by the audio alone? Long years of ascetic training have sharpened my hearing. It is but a simple matter for me to ascertain a situation by the sounds I hear. Practicing Karainism improves your hearing. Hearing is but one of the senses it can improve. If one can focus and attain inner peace, all 5 senses can be sharpened. Why? The warbad over in the bazaar just cried. Did you not hear it? Give me a break. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Faye.
Hold it!
Hot and spicy. Okay. Hot and spicy. Alright. Now I get it. Thanks, Nox. Alright, hold on. Are you sure about those voices? Was it really Acolyte Zealot and Miss Faye? I'd say that was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances. Or perhaps Acolyte Faye has an alibi that you can prove? I'm afraid not. Then I suggest you make little like a mollusk and clam up. Now, I'll continue my testimony if I may. After that, there was a loud noise followed by haunting silence.
Hold it!
A loud noise? I'd say that's worth looking into. It was a terrible crashing sound. Poor Acolyte Zealot. It must have felt so heavy. Must have been the sound of that stone slab falling over. Should I have him add to that statement of his testimony? Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zealot. It must have felt so heavy.
Hold it!
Okay, how did he know it was the slab then? You believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zealot's death? Yes, the sound no doubt was poor Zealot's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was a fine disciple. I would ask all here today to give a prayer for his departed soul. Zosere Matame Yoma. I had high hopes for that young man's future. Zosere Matame Yoma. Why do I feel such a jerk for just trying to do my job right now? Mr. Wright. Do you still feel the need to question the High Priest? His alibi is as tight can be. This isn't going so well. I better ask him about something else. I'm curious, Abbot Inmi. Did you stop by the rebel hideout after His Majesty left? Yes, I thought it would be wise to assess the situation. But as I said before, there was nothing to see. The hideout appeared as it always had. And did the victim's body? It was nowhere to be found. Acolyte Faye must have already disposed of it, and anything else incriminating. So, when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked like it does in this photo? Yes, I would say that is how it appeared that day. So the stone slab had been put back in place. Mr. Right. Alright, let's check these again. Okay, how is this updated? Is it not time to concede defeat? No, wait. I need just a little more time. If you insist. Okay, I was in training. So, we still have the cross-examination. I thought there was like nothing to cross-examine that you... Now that you've like pressed every statement. During the Feast of Blessings.
Objection!
Damn it! This is not the photo. So it's either that or that last statement that was added.
Objection!
Damn it, it's also not it. $21.13, okay. Damn it! What should I present here? Okay, my wife was in the kitchen cooking the entire time. Oh, my
Match
badge.
sheets with. Show your badge.
Sorry.
Objection!
Abbott and me, you said, and I quote, "Poor Zealot, it must have felt so heavy." Why do you think he felt something heavy? You said the hideout looked like it did in this photo. If so, there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy feeling. The fact is, of course, a stone slab did fall over into Acolyte Zealot, impaling him on the Warbad statue behind him. But that was only revealed through her Benevolence's divination seance earlier. Would the defense please get to the point? My point is, simply hearing a crashing sound shouldn't have automatically led him to conclude the victim was crushed to death. I still don't see your point. I'm saying that the High Priest knew. He knew how the victim was really killed. Why? And that is information only the real killer could have known. I definitely saw it that time. I've got the High Priest's spirit shaking in his boots. Or should I say sandals? Need I remind you, Abbot Enmi was with his Majesty at the time of the crime. Such an alibi precludes him from being the killer. That's true, so he can't be the killer. However, he knew how Zealot was killed. Something only the killer could know. Can this discrepancy be resolved somehow? Well, Mr. Wright, we're waiting for an explanation. I was just getting to that. Time to think of something quick. The High Priest knew something only the killer could have known because he heard it during the trial. He inferred it after the fact. He heard it from the real culprit. Save scum. Oh my god, there was another party involved. Okay, that's right, because the penalty stuff above went away. You made your sriracha shrimp ramen extra spicy. Yum. Nice. I'm actually preparing peri-peri chicken for tomorrow, so I'm marinating the chicken overnight. So I'm gonna be baking that tomorrow lunchtime, and hopefully I don't forget. I don't forget bringing that out before lunch. Anyway, he must have heard how the victim died from the real killer. The real killer? Of course, that makes perfect sense. I don't want to believe it, but this is the only possible explanation. So tell us, who is this real killer? It's gotta be someone close to the High Priest, someone without an alibi. Oh, is it Taras? Is it Belieb? I want pictures in Discord. Okay, I'm gonna put that in my post-it notes to like take pictures of chicken. Before I forget. Alright, let's believe. There was a man and woman like arguing, right? Your Majesty, while you were visiting the High Priest's home, you didn't see Mrs. Inmi at all, did you? No, I never saw her, but what does that have to do with anything? Did the High Priest ever leave your sight? But you're dumb, you're gonna get some rest. No, we were talking the entire time, and the food was brought right to the room's entryway. So, the High Priest has an ironclad alibi. But his wife does not. What the devil are you insinuating? I'm insinuating that Mrs. Enmi might have killed Acolyte Zealot.
Objection!
Yeah, my marinade was Nando's. It was Nando's sauce. I marinated it with olive oil and lemon and garlic and onions. Then, yep, I'm gonna bake that tomorrow. You have a lot of nerve making such a baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill Acolyte Zealot. He was like family to her. No, we can't entirely discount the idea. Especially if you consider that Mrs. Enmi could have been the one posing as Lady Kira.
Objection!
Even a fool must temper his foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe Lady Kira would kill Acolyte Zealot though he was not a rebel?
Objection!
As we all know, the High Priest was secretly a rebel. And it followed that his favorite disciple could very well be a rebel too. Are you suggesting that Mrs. Enmi killed her husband as well? As sad as it is to think she'd kill her own husband to rid of the kingdom of rebels, I don't think we can rule it out. Hold it. Wow, he talked. You claim my wife is that rebel hunting Lady Kira? And that she slew both Zealot and myself? My lovely wife? That is utterly impossible. Gah! I have never seen the High Priest so angry. It is as Abbot Enmi stated, and the accused has already been found guilty of his murder. It is far too late to overturn it. That's right, Mr. Wright. Now, apologize to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now. No, I'm not going to apologize. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece to this trial's puzzle. Admit it, Abbot Enmi. Your wife, Lady Enmi, killed you. Yet even now, you continue to lie in an effort to protect her. How absurd. It appears the lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife could not possibly battle the rebels in the guise of Lady Kira. For we were blessed by her holiness and she is with child. Praise be to the Holy Mother. It's too late! I completely forgot about that. That abominable Lady Kira figure who slew me, an acolyte zealot, was the accused. This is bad, but I can't give up now. Don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight rebels either. How could a weak young woman like her possibly?
Satorai Mao Mandomo Samashi de Tashi no Ketare Gaseo Soroka!
You foolish oaf of a lawyer. If only you were as blessed as Lady Enmi. What? Surely, the accused possesses the strength, or should I say the power. The power to battle those black-hearted rebels.
Coburn 64 backseats with English prosecutor. Do you speak it?
I think based from this dialogue, he does. What are you talking about? My good prosecutor, I see you have come to the same conclusion as I. Such keen insight. Then you have figured it out as well, Abbot Enmi. May I ask you to explain it to this putrid-brained lawyer? Certainly, for I cannot allow him to frame my lovely wife for murder. Foreign devil! Gah! Your Majesty, allow me to testify as to how my face that murderous Lady Kira. Well, if it would assuage your anger, then by all means, please testify. Did they speak English in what? In Kurain. My face is Lady Kira. Oh, we're in Allegro mode now. Acolyte Fae channeled Lady Kira's spirit. She's a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. Okay. This is the contradiction because, like, nobody knows my Fae could channel spirits. So it was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman. Alright, okay, but I think she doesn't know the face, right? Do you understand now? Murder by spirit channeling explains everything. This is the only way the accused could have defeated one rebel after another. Indeed, I am a living, or shall I say, dead proof of her terrible power. Ah! Maya's ability to channel spirits. It's come back to haunt her. Now, is it not time to let it go and move on, defense? No, never. I'll never give up. Now what? Think. How can I prove that Maya couldn't have channeled Lady Kira? Hold it! Never gonna give me up. Never gonna let me down. Never let go. Aniv, why? That's the wrong line. My client channeled Lady Kira. Isn't that a little far-fetched? Far-fetched, you say? Why? The very fact that I am here proves she has the power to channel spirits. Ah. But you've no proof she actually channeled Lady Kira. Oh, but I do. She's a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. Okay, I think I now present the book here. Well, it's true she may be capable of channeling Lady Kira. I doubt there's any proof she actually did. We are talking about the infamous Rebel Hunter here. That modern-day Lady Kira has captured many a rebel all by herself. And among them have been more than a few great warriors. Who but the real Lady Kira could have accomplished such a feat? It would be difficult for a mere mortal. That leaves the real Lady Kira of legend as the only likely answer. Indeed. Is this not proof enough of that the real Lady Kira of legend had been channeled? The real Lady Kira of legend, that's an oxymoron if I've ever heard one. Then again, the people of Kurain believe legends to be true. Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. So it was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. Lady Kira is an actual person? Do you really believe there ever was a woman that powerful? One capable of battling rebels much bigger and stronger than herself? There's no way to prove that, but to doubt the existence of Lady Kira is to doubt Kurainism itself. It is not for us to question, we must simply believe. Oh. I won't get anywhere until I can refute their claims with some evidence. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal.
Hold it!
A strength far beyond any mortal woman? And just how strong would that be? You need but look at the wound she inflicted upon my body. Though I had hoped to never have to think about that again. Your wound. It was pretty deep and there was a tremendous amount of blood. And while Acolyte Zealot was rather small in stature, he was strong. Nevertheless, he was no match for the sheer strength of Lady Kira. Oh wait, is this like the Duck from the Duck song? I have to prove she didn't channel the original Lady Kira. Okay, so... Save scum. Final cross-examination. Oh my god, we're close to finishing this case. Hopefully. Alright, I think we now present this because, yeah.
Objection!
The Tome of Secrets is only given to the priestess who performs the purification rite. Is this your proof that my client could have channeled Lady Kira? Yes, indeed. For it contains the true name of Lady Kira, a secret only revealed within. Abbot in me. I'm afraid you're mistaken. This couldn't have been used to channel Lady Kira. What nonsense. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain? This is why my client couldn't have channeled Lady Kira. The face.
Take that!
Lady Kira's face is hidden behind the mask in the Tome of Secrets. You need both a name and a face to channel a spirit. It can't be! Without the face, it would have been impossible for my client to channel Lady Kira. Oh my. Therefore, the claim that she became Lady Kira by means of spirit channeling is patently false. Gah. And with Lady Kira out of the equation, my client had no motive to commit murder. But then, who is the rebel hunting Lady Kira we've been reading about in the paper? Yes, who is this other suspect, if indeed there is one at all? Let us hear the defense's brilliant deduction. Think! The true identity of Lady Kira is the key to solving both murders. I thought Mrs. Enmi was suspicious, but her pregnancy takes her out of the running. And Mr. Arbol is a rebel, so that doesn't make sense. That leaves us with, Mr. Wright, you have that look again. The one where you know you have to say something, but you can't figure out what it is. This is my chance to really turn up the heat. I'll just have to stir the pot till something floats to the top. Your Majesty, I know who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. You do? Are you sure about that? Think. I sense that I may regret this, but please go on and explain. Thank you, Your Majesty. This is who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. Alright. Albie's out of the question. Maya's out of the question. Emma's out of the question. Are you out of the question, though? Could it be Praise? Because he's the only, person left. Oh yeah, save scum. Praise is the only person left.
Take that!
Oh my god, it's him. The true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kira we seek is... Praise-a-lot. What's this? The High Priest's murdered disciple was Lady Kira, you say? Okay, wait. I don't get it. If he's Lady Kira... Who was the woman in the recording? The defense will continue. Okay, I believe the recording will come into play later. Yes, Your Majesty. I whittled down the list of suspects until there was only one left. But the process of elimination is not the same as solid evidence. I assume you have evidence to back up your claim? Yes, of course. I'll have some in a moment, that is. At least I hope so. Maya wasn't Lady Kira, and neither was Mrs. Enmi or any of the other possibilities. That leaves Zealot, and I have the evidence to prove it. The evidence that proves Acolyte Zealot was posing as Lady Kira is this. Oh, gotta go and lurk. No, we're still Ted. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Okay. I would think it's the letter. Because that's the only way this would have been left in the house, right?
Take that!
This is what proves that Acolyte Zealot was Lady Kira. Lady Kira's warning letter. How absurd. What could that possibly prove? Prosecutor Sadmadi. You stated that this warning letter proved that my client was Lady Kira, and the reason you gave was that the High Priest's house was locked tight. But there was another member of the family who lived there. Therefore, Acolyte Zealot could have delivered the warning anytime he wanted. What's he talking about? That's just not possible. No. Are you saying Lady Kira was not the culprit but rather the victim? That's exactly what I'm saying. But that would overturn the entire premise of this case. This trial had proceeded on the assumption that Lady Kira was behind the serial killings. But if Lady Kira is one of the victims, who was the killer and what was their motive? The only suspect left is Mrs. Enmi, and there's only one possible motive. What if Mrs. Enmi is a rebel? What? Fiend! You're still bent on casting suspicion upon my lovely wife? Blasphemer! You have no evidence of this. Repent for the mistrust in your soul.
Objection!
Well, you have no evidence either. After all, the dagger with my client's prints on it wasn't what killed Acolyte Zealot. And the Plum Punisher theme that he heard could have been an alarm clock. That means all of the evidence linking her to the crime have been called into question. Was Lady Enmi a rebel, and did she pose as Lady Kira to kill Acolyte Zealot? Or was Acolyte Zealot a rebel and was the accused the Lady Kira who killed him? I would say either scenario is just as likely. What are we to do now? The alarm clock, you say? Do you mean the one in the rebel hideout? Yes, but what of it? So that's it. What's gotten into him? Abbott in me, just what is so comical? Yeah, that floppy disk, you'd put a file in the disk on one computer and the next computer would be unable to read it. No clip. Forgive my outburst. Is it because of the differing file systems? That has simply tickled my funny bone. What did? The theme song came from the Plum Punisher clock, you say? That alarm clock could not possibly have gone off. What makes you say that? The clock was working just fine the last time I checked. Try using your head for a change. Would not the existence of a secret hideout be given away if an alarm clock kept going off? Wait, you don't mean... Indeed, we leave the alarm switched off at all times. No! In college, she got the 10th pack of floppies as required, but bought a 32 megabyte. Megabyte. Yeah, I remember having a... Actually, I had the 128 back in college. USB flash drive as soon as you was able and use that for all your files. But I think some of our projects were still required to be submitted via floppy disk back then. In that case, I am sad to say that Defense's claim does not hold water. Would you care to respond, Mr. Wright? Oh, this can't be happening. Not now. This should put an end to the lawyer's futile struggles. The theme song the victim heard was from the accused's strap, just as we suspected. Therefore, the accused is the rebel hunting Lady Kira and the victim's killer. I need an opening, something I can raise an objection to. That Plum Punisher theme song Acolyte Zealot heard in his final moments. I too heard it by way of the listening device. Okay, so we need the tape. We need the tape. But did you really? If you had heard it, why didn't you testify to the fact before? Is it not obvious? I did not know such a tune could become a key matter of dispute. Yes, the matter of the theme song came up before Abbott in Me was channeled. Oh right. Well then, what if he's lying about the clock's alarm being switched off? Miserable wretch. That would be a pointless lie, one easily disproven. If you check the clock, you will see that the alarm is in fact switched off. Come to think of it. What a fine item. And this is switch. If I'm right, we set the switch back into the off position before we left. I remember hearing it clearly. Those distinctive taiko drums in the intro are etched in my mind. They went. Daka don 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 don. Distinctive taiko drums in the intro. This trial has gone on for too long. Shall we move ahead to the verdict phase now? Wait. Drums. Got this in exchange for a Steel Samurai watch. Traditional Koreanese instrument. So it's not the Plum Punisher song, it's the Steel Samurai song. And by all means, let us also return Abbott and me spirit to the Twilight Realm. Before I go, let me say a word to my darling wife.
Objection!
Is the bailiff back with the tape yet? I know, right? Now hold on just 1 minute. Your Majesty. Yes? The High Priest's statement is inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence. It is? Still, you writhe in defiance of your fate. The very sight reminds me of a tortured soul writhing in flames. You won't be saying that once I show you the evidence. Now, all I have to do is pick the right one. This piece of evidence is inconsistent with the statement about the taiko drum intro. Alright, it's this one, definitely.
Take that!
This is what's inconsistent with this statement. My client's plump Punisher strap. What does that have to do with anything? It plays the Plump Punisher theme song. And here it is. The theme to the Plump Punisher, Warrior of Neo Twilight Realm. Do you see what I mean? The music the victim heard in his final moments might not have been the Plump Punisher theme song. I'm afraid I'm not following you. What was it if not the Plump Punisher theme? In his final moments, Acolyte Zealot heard the prayers of the people, the song of the dance of devotion, the Steel Samurai. There are no taiko drums in the intro of the Plump Punisher theme. So what Acolyte Zealot actually heard in his final moments was the theme of the Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Oldie Tokyo. Peace, peace, I say. Mr. Wright, what is this Steel Samurai of which you speak? The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Oldie Tokyo is an action hero show from America. The Plump Punisher theme is a total rip, very similar. If you didn't know about the Steel Samurai, you could easily mistake the two. But the fact that Acolyte Zealot heard music from an American action hero show is irrefutable evidence that the accused was in the secret hideout. Actually, no. You have it backwards. Backwards? That's right. Miss Faye met an avid Plump Punisher fan here in Kurain. And as a token of their friendship, she traded a certain Steel Samurai item she had for the Plump Punisher strap. Oh, this is now this photo. Because she had the watch. She had the Steel Samurai watch here. And this avid Plump Punisher fan was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot? Yes. And that avid fan is none other than the High Priest's wife, Believe in Me.
Objection!
Do you have evidence to back up this claim, Mr. Wright? For as forgiving as the Holy Mother is, I doubt she would tolerate yet another dose of your baseless slander. I suggest you prepare yourself to face Her Holiness's wrath. That's a full penalty. I'm prepared to turn this case upside down, that is. This is my last chance. Better take a deep breath and review the evidence. Very well then, please present your evidence, if you will, defense. The evidence that proves Mrs. Inmi was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot is this. Save scum. Badge. Who do you think I am, Nux?
Take that!
It's right here in this family photo. Proof that Mrs. Inmi and Miss Faye traded items featuring their favorite characters.
Objection!
A family photo? And what exactly should we be looking at here? Well, I never. I didn't well, forget it. The proof that they exchange items featuring their favorite characters is right here. Okay, if I can just put this at the correct spot. I know what you mean, Rune.
Take that!
Look at Mrs. Enmi's left wrist. You can see the Steel Samurai's trademark top knot right there. Which clearly makes this a Steel Samurai watch. Ha! Why, I never knew your wife had such hobbies, Abbott and me. This family photo was taken right before Acolyte Zealot was murdered. By that point, my client had the Punisher strap and Mrs. Enmy had the samurai watch. So what the victim heard in his final moments was none other than the sound of the watch Mrs. Enmy was wearing. Battery depleted, like the soul of somebody leaving a channeled spirit. I wish to amend my testimony. What I thought were taiko drums was something else. My wife never had such a watch. It's the truth, I tell you. You must believe me, Your Majesty.
Satorai Mao Mandomo Samashi de Tashi no Ketaragase yo Soroka!
Be not deceived by the defense's lawyerly chicanery. Chicanery! Now what? He's been pretty quiet up to this point. What does he have up his sleeve? There's a big gaping hole in his flimsy claim. A big gaping hole? I don't think so. Oh no, I'm afraid it is there, alright. Just like the big gaping holes in your putrid brain. My brain is neither putrid nor full of holes. I'm not a zombie after all. Heh, says the dead lawyer walking. He who has narrow vision focuses on what is before him, never seeing the big picture. Or as they say in your country, you cannot see the forest for the trees. For if it is as you said, and Lady Enmy the rebel slew Acolyte Zealot, the rebel hunting Lady Kira, then the rebel hunter would have been dead before the high priest was slain. Ah, that means the high priest could not have been slain by the rebel hunting Lady Kira. Ack, how could I have missed that? So tell me, who are you going to say killed the high priest now? No! Do you finally understand the sheer size of the holes that riddle your putrid brain? Ugh, I'm in hot water now. I don't have any other suspects in the high priest's murder. You mindless zombie. You should have begun your journey into the Twilight Realm long ago. Now let it go and move on. No, I will never give up. I just need to think things through and figure out who really killed the High Priest. Oh, logic. Okay, if Acolyte Zealot had been killed, if Acolyte Zealot had been Lady Kira, he couldn't have killed the High Priest. So the question is, who did? Maybe I can get to the bottom of this by reviewing the events of this case in order. What evidence could tell me something about the crime scene before the murder? The Warba Dagger, Maya's testimony. It's Maya's testimony because she said on the day of the rite, the water in the spring was already stained red. The spring was stained red before the rite. Oh right, Maya said that the spring had been stained red before the rite even began. The spring was already red before the High Priest's murder because of... it was Zealot's blood. The spring was stained red by Zealot's blood. That's right, Zealot has been killed in the rebel hideout a day before the rite, and his blood had flowed into the spring. Wait a second, the High Priest knew that Zealot had been killed in the hideout, so why didn't he report it to the authorities? If Maya had been the killer, he could have easily had her arrested on the spot. Why didn't the High Priest inform the authorities right then to keep the hideout hidden? He wanted to keep the hideout secret. If he reported Zealot's murder, the authorities would find out about the hideout. That's what he was worried about. But by going through with the rite, the High Priest risks having Maya see the spring running red with blood. Why did he have to go through with the rite? Did he want to? He wanted to set her up. Looks like Wright's last brain cell is getting quite the workout. He wanted to set up the crime scene to conceal the hideout. But how was he planning on concealing the source of the blood in the spring? He emptied the Oh my god, did he commit suicide by he used his own blood? Giving you Jack Attack vibes. Stain the spring with his own blood. He concealed the source of the blood with his own. That was how he kept the rebel hideout a secret. It's all starting to fall into place. It was a suicide. Russ's death was a suicide. I can't believe it. The High Priest took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. The High Priest wasn't murdered by anyone. He took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. What? What? What's this? Okay. I don't want anyone to miss probably the finale to this. So, I'll take a very quick break. I will run ads now. Because ads will start in around 2 minutes, I will run ads now so that we get rid of that. Then we can watch the finale if this is even the finale. Or at least up to the end of this chapter. So, yep. LBRB, ads starting now. Nani? Well, I don't want it. If this ends immediately and ads are running, I'm gonna feel bad. So, I will run ads now, so BRB. Oh, that was a good run. Well, I'm gonna die, 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 I'm gonna die! I am not dead yet. Just go, 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 just... Fuck. Same. Same fan. Oh, that's a wall? Wait, what? How did... What? That's not the wall. You son of a... Oh. Let's try. Okay, what now? It's 1-1, but there's no floor. YOLO! Oh my god, that's so simple, simply stupid, but it's so funny. This is the flagpole. Called it. Oh my god, there are still bills. Ah.
Oh, and we have the lack party now.
And we back. Alright, dot dot dot, let's continue. Dot 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 dot. The High Priest committed suicide? I have never heard anything more absurd. The lawyer has placed a strain on the good priest's death with his putrid brain. Its putrid, gaping holes are as large as the hole in his logic. What hole? You still fail to understand. You truly cannot see the forest for the trees. You claim the High Priest took his own life, but have you considered who brought the dagger to the Plaza of Devotion? After the High Priest was killed, the dagger was thrust in Acolyte Zealot's dead body. Only the accused Mayafe could have done that. Okay, I was... Okay, wait. No, how? Your claim is rather porous in its logic, and your evidence is too weak. You cannot prove that the High Priest took his own life to conceal the rebel hideout. Or could the body have been moved after? You're right, the dagger was impaled in Zealot's body. But his body had been placed at the plaza the previous day. Well, Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Zealot's body was already in the plaza a day before the raid. But what if the dagger was also already in him at that time? The dagger was never at the inner sanctum. It was moved by Trust Soul. Trust died by a different weapon. Oh my god, was it the statue as well? Of course, that's it. What is it? There was no need to move the dagger. It had already been stabbed into Acolyte Zealot's body the day before the raid. What? So that means... What does that mean? It means the dagger wasn't the weapon that took the High Priest's life.
Objection!
But no weapon was ever found at the inner sanctum. If you will not listen to reason, then I insist you prove your assertion. Show us what you believe the real murder weapon to be. The real weapon? Got nothing, but I know there had to have been a weapon there. Maybe if I think back on the trial thus far, I'll spot the clue I need. Yup, it's the bird. Why do you think was this added to the court record? Well, would the defense care to tell us what the real murder weapon is? This is what really killed the High Priest.
Take that!
What really killed him has been at the inner sanctum all this time, and its lethality has already been demonstrated by the late Acolyte Zealot. That's right, it was the Warbad statue. Oh! Oh, Kongka! You believe that that statue claimed both victims' lives? Would you care to chime in, Abbott and me?
Coburn 64 backseats with Fatality.
Fatality by Skittles. Nah, no, he lies. Pay him no heed. Hold it. Why, it's... It's Abbott in me. Mrs. in me. Lady in me. Darling, don't you think this has gone on long enough? Believe, no. Your Majesty, my wife knows nothing. Please, Abbott in me, let your wife speak. Now, Lady in me, please continue if you would. It's that time again. And what time would that be? 2:30 in the afternoon, the time my husband conducts his daily prayers. And the time Prey was slain. Oh. That sound, it's the Steel Samurai alarm. I too like to pray at the same time as my dear husband. So I set an alarm to remind me each day, but I had no idea it would come to this. No, stop. She knows not what she speaks. Your Majesty, I am the one who slew Acolyte Zealot. Breakdown. Abbott in me. Bailiff, summon a physician at once. Could you also bring back the tape? Although I don't think the tape would matter at this point anyway. The physician is now attending the high priest, so there's no need to fear. Now, let us continue. And what about the half of him called Maya that's still among the living? Mrs. Enmi, will you tell us everything you know? The truth is, I am a rebel, just like my husband. This tragedy unfolded before the rite during the Feast of Blessings. I had gone to the rebel hideout to prepare it for Dats's escape. Oh, alright. And that's when Acolyte Zealot suddenly appeared? Yes. Prey was shocked when he saw me there. Acolyte Zealot did not know you were a rebel? I do not believe he did. I believe he was there simply to investigate the hideout. And then he suddenly came face to face with Mrs. Inmi. So the true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kier was Prey Zealot? Yes. He was a member of the secret police, serving directly under the Minister of Justice. The secret police? And this is what he said to me. I can kill rebels with impunity. The Justice Minister has my back. He was using his position within the secret police to deal us rebels a heavy blow. But murder sanctioned by the crown is still murder. Heh, even without the DC Act, Dirk and his insurgent scum buddies' days are numbered. What's that supposed to mean? Let's just say I got a little trick up my sleeve, so I'd watch it if I were you. Cause you got a defiant attitude like one of them dragon troops. The trick up Minister Enga's sleeve was Lady Kira. No, this can't be. My father would never. This must be a bolt out of the blue for Rifa. This explains why Acolyte Zealot abandoned his real name. Yes. He even went as far as covering up the tattoo that all Koraenis clergy members receive. Lady Kira was a member of the secret police? That explains why no order was given to investigate her attacks. I guess I'm not alone in hearing this for the first time. But this cannot be. Is this true? The Justice Minister is sanctioning state-sponsored murder? Peace. Now, Lady Inmi, please continue. Prey suddenly lunged at me. That's when I pushed the stone slab toward him with all my might. But I never meant for what happened next to occur. Allow me to take it from here. Abbott and me, are you sure you're alright now? I'm sorry you had to see that. But you need not worry about me. I am already dead. Please, we need to know what was so important that you would take your own life. After I learned that my wife had accidentally slain Zelot, I chilled his body with snow to make it seem as if he died more recently than he did. Then, I later moved it to the Plaza of Devotion and inserted the dagger into his wound. The plaza was empty at that time, for it was before prayer time had started. Finally, I placed his body in the prayer pose, knowing that no one would notice anything was wrong until the rite had concluded. It is perfectly plausible that no one would disturb him if he seemed to be praying. We do treasure our prayer time after all. So you admit you tried to pin this crime on Maya Fey? Yes, this was all my doing. I never told my wife of my plan, for surely she would have tried to stop me. How did you get Miss Faye's fingerprints on the dagger? I had her hold it while we were rehearsing the rite the day before. And right before the rite, I drugged her with a sleeping agent. Then, I put Lady Kira's robes over the Warbad statue. Oh. That means... Maya was probably already groggy by the time the rite started. Finally, I ended my own life, to ensure that the crime would appear to have been by Acolyte Faye's own hand. Oh my god, all that work. But when your body was discovered, Lady Kira's robes were on the ground. How did they end up there if they were on the statue? After I impaled myself on one of the statue's dagger-like feathers, I used the last ounce of my strength to hurl my body backwards. As I did, I grabbed onto the robes, taking them with me as I fell back onto the ground. Okay, why didn't I see this in the divination seance? How terrible! What possessed you to do such a thing? You needn't have committed suicide simply to frame the accused. Prosecutor Sadmadi, as one well versed in our kingdom's legal system, I would expect you of all people to understand. Understand what? This kingdom's legal system? Mrs. Inmi's crime? Your suicide? It can't be. That would be sadder than sad. Why? I believe the defense knows of what the High Priest speaks. Yes, I finally understand. This explains why the High Priest took his own life. Oh my god, what? Badge. And how, pray tell, does that explain why he took his own life? Don't you see the reason is right here? There's nothing to see, for that bears no relation to the question. Oh, did I get it wrong? Why would the High Priest commit suicide if it was for his wife's sake? Oh. Is it the letter? Damn it, it's not the letter. Oh, wait. Okay, we're gonna be presenting every single piece of evidence here. Take that! That's not the strap. Damn it. Okay. At least there's no penalties here.
Take that!
She didn't know how to make succulent peri-peri chicken. For his wife's sake. Okay, what item here has...
Take that!
a succulent Chinese meal. Okay.
Take that!
Yep, she was also a rebel. Democracy Manifest. The Defense Culpability Act. Circumstantial evidence supports Mrs. Enmy's killing of Acolyte Zealot in self-defense. However, it would be next to impossible to prove it without a lawyer. That's why the High Priest wanted to pin the crime on Maya Fey. I fail to see what that has to do with his suicide. In Khura'in, the divination seance is the most important piece of trial evidence. The High Priest wanted to frame Miss Fey as a serial killer. It was a clever plan in which he made sure he'd see Lady Kira in his final moments. The lawyer speaks true. That is why I placed Lady Kira's robes upon the Warbad statue. I made it seem that Acolyte Fey was the rebel hunting Lady Kira. But... are you saying you used my divination seance to produce false evidence? Forgive me, your benevolence, but it was the only way to help my lovely wife. If you had approached me first, I could have proved that the murder was in self-defense. Perhaps, but I had little faith in lawyers despite being a rebel. How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime. Yet, I had done so, my wife would rush to my defense, and when the case went to trial, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man. This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of her kingdom, it has all been... Poor Rafa, she's really taking this hard. But I can't say I'm surprised. Mr. Phoenix Wright, it is time to show the might of your legal prowess. You mustn't allow another innocent soul to be charged under that despicable law. Of course, I'll do whatever I can. What I have done to you and Acolyte Fey is unforgivable. I can only offer my most humble of apologies. Your Majesty. Yes? I ask that you please look after my wife. You have my word. Your benevolence, it is time that I return to the Twilight Realm. The Magatam of parting, if you please. Very well. Your benevolence, please allow me the honor. Yes, it would be more fitting for you to send him on his way. Mrs. Enmy. Darling, I'm so glad I was able to see you one last time. Thank you for everything. But yeah, okay. Of course, yep. Of course, when like... Okay, FYI, Mai is already 27, so... I'm sorry to leave you like this, my love. before Twitch TOS. But now you can watch me over. You can watch over me from the world beyond. Yes, always and forever. And with every breath I take, my darling, I'll be thinking of you. Ah. Farewell, my darling Trust. Rip High Priest. I'm sure they'd have pasties or something over the questionable bits. Oh, Maya's back. The High Priest has returned to the Twilight Realm. Maya! I feel great. I guess that means you didn't leave any regrets behind. Oh, but what about the trial, Nick? It's over. It was a sad reality born of love and a great tragedy born in the Defense Culpability Act. Well, I see no need to continue this trial. Does the prosecution have anything to say? Mr. Phoenix, right? I owe a debt to you. One that I will pay back in court someday. Now, to deliver today's verdict and overturn that of yesterday's trial. With respect to all current and previous charges against them, I hereby declare the accused, Maya Fey, and her defense, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Butterflies. Nice. Conclusion. Not guilty. May 12, 4:20 p.m. Nice. High Court of Kurain. Accused lobby. So I was thinking, Nick, the legal system here is really stacked against the defense. Blaze it. Blaze it. It's totally unfair. Yeah, it even forced the High Priest to make the ultimate sacrifice just to protect his wife. It's just so sad. Protect the status quo or join the revolution. If the real Lady Kira were here, I wonder which side she would take. Srifa. Your benevolence. Huh? What? I was just wondering, are you alright? Quiet, you. How could I possibly be alright? Yeah, she's not doing well at all. Who do you think you are, suddenly appearing before me? Trampling my insides underfoot and plunging the Hall of Justice into utter chaos. You even desecrated my mother and father's teachings, you soulless infidel. Oof, that was a bit more extreme than usual. What am I to do? I had always believed that communing with a victim's mitama would lead me to the absolute truth. But each time you overturned my insights, it was revealed that they served to support false charges rather than the truth. Just hug and make up, she'll be alright. She'll be right. I am left now with that heavy truth in my heart. I'm sorry, Reifa. Perhaps I am not worthy of hearing the voices of the mitama. That's where you're wrong, your benevolence. What? Maya? How dare you? Your role is to bring forth the voices of the mitama into our world. If you don't do it, who will? You know nothing, Maya Fey. It was spirit channeling, not a divination seance that brought the truth to light. How? How dare an outsider like you employ the Queen's secret art? But what can I do? My spiritual power does not even approach yours. Ha ha ha. Is it not a cruel joke? The royal priestess, bested by a lowly outsider? Don't be so hard on yourself. Why not? It is worth at least a laugh or two. You shouldn't talk like that. Huh? Listen, Your Benevolence. You were just fulfilling your duty, weren't you? And you are the only one capable of performing the divination seance, right? The station of Royal Priestess is not something to abandon lightly. The station of Royal Priestess? The people of your kingdom believe in you, but if you really mean all that you just said, then what are they supposed to believe in? You know not of what you speak. Actually, I kinda do. After all, I'm only here training so I can become the master of my village back home. A village master, you say? I did not know. It seems I owe you an apology. For even today, I call you a neophyte practitioner. It's alright, Your Benevolence. Thank you for finally acknowledging me. A future queen and a future village master? I guess it shouldn't be a surprise, considering they may have had a common ancestor. Maya's right, Your Benevolence. Barbed head? Your insights were a crucial piece of evidence in this last trial. It doesn't matter if they weren't always 100% accurate. You should be proud of what you did. You've played an important role in assuring that justice was served. And besides, your insights aren't the problem here. It's your kingdom's legal system. Without lawyers, your insights have come to be accepted as the sole truth. And the Defense Culpability Act, which gave rise to that, is the root of it all. But that is the dangerous thinking of a rebel. Your Benevolence, as Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I am even up to the task. Knowing you, Your Benevolence, you're more than capable. I've never heard Maya talk like this before. She's really come a long way. Boom! What was that? It came from the hallway. Smoke! We better check it out. Hurry! Mrs. Inmi. Mr. Wright, Acolyte Faye, I'm so sorry for what transpired. You were almost sentenced to death because of me. Wow, alright, what's that? I will make amends by picking up where my husband left off. I will see the revolution through so nothing like this can ever happen again. Oh my god, did she just blow up the hallway? For that is the depth of my love for my dearly departed husband. Lady Inmi, we gotta hurry. That voice, is that Mr. Arbol? I must tell the people. They must learn that the peace we enjoy is a false one. One built on the backs of innocents charged with false crimes under that odious DC Act. We have it in our power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly. Hey there, PW. I wish we had more time to talk, but... Dirk, everything's ready. It's go time. Dirk? Wait, was that the rebel leader, Dirk? After him! Don't let him get away! The power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly? It's the start of a legal revolution. Hey Nick, hate to bother you while you're lost in thought, but I just got this great idea. What is it? The Steel Samurai versus the Rebel Dirk. I bet it would make for another awesome TV show. And if we threw the Plum Punisher in there, everyone would go nuts over it. Wow, you think of like TV shows while there's a bombing outside the courtroom. I'll never get what she sees in those shows. But it's good to know that no matter what happens, Maya will always be Maya. The end. Ah. Right of the turnabout. Turnabout storyteller. GG's. Alright. I think we end here for the night. Now blaze it. Alright. Everyone, that would be it. And so comes an end to this episode of Psycho After Dark. Tune in next time. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That was really good. Yeah, that was a good one. And at least it didn't go for 4 hours, but yep. Yeah, chemtrails. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for joining in. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be back. I'm not sure if I'll continue this or I want to play some SMW question mark. We'll see. We'll see. If we continue it, Athena Sykes is up next. So it's probably an American courtroom case. If you can see like there in case 4. Right here. Well, beside this one. To the left. Short stream, no worries. So again, everyone, thank you very much. Again, also don't forget to check the socials. YouTube, yep, we do have YouTube. We're also multi-streaming on YouTube, so please do check it out. And yeah, I guess it's time to find someone to raid. Who's on tonight? Why is there nobody in English in Ace Attorney? What system? I'm on a Switch. Yep, I'm on a Switch. Paused. What? Alright. Suwak? Is Suwak still on? He is not usually up at this time, but yeah, I think we can go Suwak. Yeah, let's go Suwak. I haven't raided Suwak in a while. Yep, let's go raid Suwak. Alright, anyway, that's it for the night. Everyone, thank you very much. Where is my mouse pointer? Anyway, everyone, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your night. Dash, yeah, feel better soon. Hope to see you tomorrow. And I will see everyone next time. Bye.